out here outside the main marina a little bit, and I just, son of a bitch. Oh no. Oh man. I might have lost my wedding ring. Hello everyone and welcome to Boozman Outdoors. I wanted to voice over some of this just because, honest to God, it was just a shit show of a trip. Here I am entering Lake Pleasant Main Marina, and there's a massive concert with vendors, and it looked like a lot of fun. I thought about stopping if I didn't have DC and all my equipment with me. But if you guys were there, go ahead and drop a comment and let me know how it was, or if it's worth looking into for the future. But I got a new truck recently. I traded in my GMC 1500 for a 3500 with a 6.6 Duramax, and I got an 8-foot bed on it, and it is awesome. It makes it a lot easier to get my kayak around as well, just due to the fact that my kayak's 13 foot long.
Stay.
With my old truck, I had the 5.8 bed, and my kayak actually wanted to tip out a lot of the time. So I didn't go to my normal spot to launch because it was so busy this week that there was probably 15 boats in a line to get there. My kayak actually takes a little time to set up, so I didn't want to be an asshole blocking a lane of traffic just for a kayak. So anyways, here I am, and honest to God, I think that contributed to a lot of my troubles. But this is just some of the setup I have. Installing my whip on the back with the lights, my sonar. I think I threw the motor. Yep, there's the motor next. It plugs in just like a normal truck harness right there. That conduit goes in, and it's actually a truck harness. I got like a 7-pin connector. And then this weed whacker line with stainless clips. That's how I steer. It runs back to that T intersection there.
Oh, it hurt.
And then I got a big Minn Kota battery that I drop in. It's just got a cheap Everstart in it. I'm gonna have to replace it here probably pretty quickly. But for now, it gets me around. I'd like to get like a nice size lithium battery and try to get some more amperage hours out of it. And that seat's stock. It's swivel. It goes around 360, which is really convenient. And I got my Bubba's out there with me too, DC. So. And then, honestly, right about here, so I'm getting ready to get unstuck from the shore, and I'll get my dog up front. And I realized that something was going wrong with my motor. This is the first problem today, or second problem, I should say. It kicked off a little bit, it made some rotations, and then it just kind of seized on me. I could only go one direction either way if you spin. So, I started drifting away, and I had to hurry up and pull a paddle out
down
so that I could get back to shore to work on it. So here I am paddling back. DC's sitting there just waiting on me still. And then right when I get back, I lost my cooler with my bait. Lucky me. And then I had to start tearing apart this motor because obviously it's not going to work today. When I spun it like that, it was super stiff, like gears seized up. I was quite worried about it initially, and I couldn't see anything wrong with it visibly. So I luckily had a Leatherman up in my truck. I went and grabbed that, and it was loose enough that I could get it by hand without a proper tool. And then when I pop the propeller off here, it's just full of fishing line, braided fishing line.
That's a problem.
Just tons of it. So I spent probably another 20 minutes working on this project here, just cutting it apart, and it was a nice handful by the time I got it off, honestly. I just finished it up there. Yep. Probably got to take it apart and put some grease in it just for the sake of the motor.
Oh, that shit.
But yeah, all that was just wrapped up in there, just locked it up. I'm gonna amazed I didn't lose any pieces to the motor here. The most difficult part about this is just where I was sitting, all the wake boats were driving by, just beating the heck out of me along the shoreline. I kept smashing my toes because the kayak would lift up and then drop down on them on the rocks, and I had to edit out a few cuss words. So there, it's fixed up good as new. I test it this time before I take off just to be sure. And she's spinning like good, so like new. I had to spin the boat around so I could get my dog.
Place. Good boy.
This is DC if you haven't met him in my other videos. He's awesome. He's a retired military working dog out of the Air Force. Him and I were assigned together, deployed and everything.
There we go.
And I got to keep him after,
we're off.
after his end of service.
Finally. Finally. This one up here, huh, Buzz? We're gonna need this. We're gonna need this. Yes, we are. Buzz, we're gonna need it. Yeah, we are.
I was in such a good mood here because we're finally taking off.
At least that's working. At least that's working, huh? The water's still clear as heck.
Sitting above the water, you can see down probably 20 or 30 foot. And when you're in the water with goggles, you can see probably about 40 foot.
Look at that.
It's honestly crazy. It's probably one of the clearest lakes I've ever been in.
Oh no! My net.
I'm just running full of mishaps today, though. I tell you what.
We are sucking today. Hopefully it doesn't sink.
No help to DC. I got it back. So right up here comes my intro, and unfortunately it seems like I got a little bit of water in my microphone, so I'm going to do my best to save the audio quality.
Huh? How did that happen?
Those dame wake boats really got everything wet.
Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Boozman Outdoors. I'm back out at Lake Pleasant. I'm getting ready for some night fishing today with my green light, which I better have packed this time. But anyways, I had a rough start, let me tell you. I first got my boat out of my trailer. Noticed my front navigation light was sliced. Spent 30 or 40 minutes repairing that all up, putting some guards on it. Got out here, and then my motor was seized up for some reason. I launched, started getting pushed out by the wind, and I couldn't move. So I had to hurry up and dig out that spare paddle I had in the back, made it back to shore, took the mount off, and it was just full of fishing line. I must have snagged it right there on the shore, and it just ate me up. Then finally started going and lost my net. Fell off the back. I had to turn around and get that. So I'm hoping all the mishaps are done for today. It's beautiful out, feels like Arizona again, and it is packed out here. The governor just dropped the mandated mask policy. It's still recommended, but anyhow, nobody has to wear it out here, and they're out in numbers. It's awesome. They got a big festival, vendors, car show, whatnot. So it is busy. But I brought DC out with me again, sitting right here. He wasn't feeling too good early today, but I figured we'd bring him out still. He enjoys it. Might as well. He's earned it. He's worked hard, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna go out here outside the main marina a little bit, and son of a bitch. Oh no. Oh man. I might have lost my wedding ring. Oh geez, I'm gonna go back to the shore and hopefully I can find it. I'll talk to you in a minute.
So unfortunately, I did lose my wedding ring for quite a while. I was freaking out here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not the first time I've lost my wedding ring. I've always seemed to find it somehow, whether it be camping or in the house or in a car or parking lot or now a lake. Yeah, I've been lucky, and I honestly need to either get it resized or I need to get a necklace and put it there. But I was looking everywhere. I checked all the places it could hide my kayak, and ran up to the truck after this and looked in there. And my biggest fear was that I dropped it in the water somewhere, especially somewhere that I wouldn't be able to see it. So I keep on looking and looking. Check the water, but there's only so much you can see, and it's difficult without it being perfectly still. Checked where I was working in the back of the truck. Nothing there. Checked where I was standing. Nothing. Checked everywhere in the truck again. All my coins and whatnot. And a lot of this I checked 2 or 3 times over. I honestly was walking around for a while. But then I got the good idea to check my GoPro film and see where I can see the ring last at and where I don't have it. Maybe I have a time frame where I lost it. I found this. My dumbass right here kicked it off my finger. Right into the water. Never felt it. Didn't realize till later.
I borrowed some goggles from some nice people down there. They were doing a dive training next to me. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think it's right in here from the film I looked at. So we'll try my best. This is gonna be cold. Whew.
Yeah, and the water was cold. The water's only sitting about 54 degrees right now, so it's not enough to hurt you, but man, hard nips everywhere. So thank God those guys were over there though, and I could borrow it. And they were nice enough to let me borrow it. Shout out to them. I see them out there almost every weekend as well. But nice crew dudes over there.
Yes! Whew. Thank you, Jesus. Look at that. Oh. Woo! All right. I'm gonna give those goggles back to those guys. They are lifesavers. Holy shit. All right, everyone. Back to our regular scheduled program. So I did find my ring. It is back in the truck. I hope I got it on film, but I found it like 3-4 foot of water. And today I am safe. And ladies, I am still married. Thank you, Jesus. But I jinxed myself. That's what happened earlier. So I'm headed back out to my spot. I'm planning on being outside of the marina here, like I was saying earlier. And there's it goes from like 140 foot and it comes up this hill. And right now I think that hill is sitting like 30 or 40 foot below water. In the late summer, fall, early winter time frame, this hill sits like 15 or 20 foot above the water because they drain it so much. But there's a lot of debris and growth that happened over the winter there that I'm going to try to go ahead and fish around and see if I can draw something in. And today I'm not using any lures or anything. I'm using strictly some frozen anchovies, and we're just going to let it sit and wait it out. So it might be a little boring, but my last couple trips out here using lures was not the most productive. So, but I'll talk to you guys when I get set up, and wish me luck as always. Thank y'all.
Alright everyone, I dropped my anchor down. I followed that hill that runs across here. It's all 20 foot, 30 foot or so. And then right about there's a bunch of trees or shrubs, I should say, that grew up about 5 foot off the bottom. And then it drops about 10 foot. And right where I'm sitting is about 40 foot of water. So I heard it dropped anchor here. I've seen a couple nice marks swim by. So I think it's probably going to be as good a spot as any. I'm using my trolley system here. So it runs this way, off to the front, and then the anchors drop down that way. But again, I use it's a clothing line hanger. It's retractable, so it's super nice to cast out and pull back in, because it all goes right back in itself, and I don't have any line tangle or anything like that. And it is probably, honestly, one of my favorite things on the boat. So I'm gonna go ahead and rig my lines up real quick and get them in the water, and hopefully snag one here shortly.
So for this, I just used my frozen anchovies that I bought, and I use shiner hooks or octopus hooks are my go-tos. I use that with a nice size egg sinker, and then one of the things I do as well, it seems to get me a little more bites, is I put it through the head and I split it in half and chuck the tail. Yeah, that right there works well for catfish, stripers. I've got hungry bass off it before, but primarily just the two.
No, DC. You know what happens every time you do that? Starts shitting all through the house. So I used this last back in Pennsylvania when I was ice fishing, and took it home with me, and it actually made quite a difference. I did really well the last night I used it up at Pymatumen. This is like my third light I've gone through. I was buying like the cheaper, like $40 to $60 ones, but I was having issues with them only lasting like maybe a season, and they'd start springing leaks and shorting out. And I wanted to get a different brand, but I stuck with the same brand, and I just got their higher end one and got a warranty with it, but I haven't had any issues since. So I think what we'll do is try to do this without knocking anything in the water. And it is pretty bright, to be honest, if I can to stay in there. I never know how deep down to put these things here, honestly. I don't know if you're supposed to run them at the surface or if it's better to drop them down 10 foot, 20 foot, whatever. But I guess the best thing I can do is play with it, huh? See what works. Let's see what that's set at. So 6, that's about 12 to 13 foot down. 36 foot of water. Got chilly quick, and my clothes got soaked from sitting there on the shore so long looking for my ring. The waves are smashing me.
think I'm picking up the light there. Is that what that is? Maybe, I can't tell. Hopefully this GoPro sees well enough for you guys at night that it turns out in my videos. I know when I was ice fishing it was difficult, but I got my whip lit up. There's a full moon tonight. Oh, clear skies. I think it'll be pretty nice. I got a big mark. Came right up to this one right here on the right. Didn't take it. Fast machine, she kept the woman clean. She was the best damn woman that I ever seen. Him on a fire side. Alright everyone, so generally I stay out here pretty late, close to midnight or so. But I'm sitting here, I'm not really marking any fish, and the ones that I do mark, they come up and investigate my bait, and then they dive right back down. And the marks are pretty small, to be honest. So I don't know if they're hiding anywhere else or what, but primarily I am wet and cold from dealing with the unfortunate events earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna head in and start packing up, go get some dinner, try to get this uploaded probably at least Sunday. Sorry you guys, I'm not catching fish, but hopefully you enjoy watching it at least, or seeing my kayak, or giving yourself some ideas. And then, as always, if you guys could drop comments or questions, things I could do better, ideas you guys want to see me try to do, whatever, I'll get right on it. So I appreciate you guys watching Boozman Outdoors, and I'll see you next time.